Alright, and my hands are good. Will you monitor the stream health, Mr. Mod, in the chat?
Define health.
Is it choppy? Like, can you see my hand?
Swing your hands about. Smooth enough.
Okay. I am just figuring out how to get chat and my whatchamacallit side by side.
Dog! Why does my dog always want to be in my room at weird times? Dog.
Literally all the popular streamers are live right now. I'm not gonna get any viewers.
We'll see. My dog is in my bed and he's got a blanket on him.
Oh.
Yes. By the way, I finally got my thin blanket. Have I told you about my thin blanket?
Your thin blanket.
Yeah, it's just like a really small blanket that I use. I've been walking around in just like my own bed blanket for like too long. Now I have a small blanket, so I don't have to carry this big cumbersome thing all on me at all times.
I see. You know what I do have that I stole from my art teacher last year is
Talent?
No, I don't have talent. I have an entire tube
Shoot.
of white oil paint that I stole from the art room.
That is impressive. I've stolen more things from my teachers.
Oh, I have certainly stolen more things too.
I feel like
But
everything I've stolen is very specific and weird.
that's okay.
Yeah, but I want more things.
I'm gonna shut the door because I'm gonna be loud. 1 second.
You fool. You've left me with such power. I can say anything I want, and nobody can stop me.
You buffoon, I can still hear you.
The power, it's stripped away.
Ooh, it's like thick.
Come on. You gotta give me some context to that statement.
The paint is thick.
Oh, I thought, ew, it's a dick.
No!
Ew, a dick.
Sorry, I have a lisp right now. Because I have,
A dick.
my retainer in. I do not have a tick. I can promise you that one, buddy. But it's also like
That'd be
really
weird to find out
thin.
years after knowing you.
Oh, by the way.
I feel like I've like for like a certain amount of time I looked at one, I was like, what if she just had a dick?
You've legitimately thought that about me?
Not well, probably you. I thought about like a lot of women for like a good year.
Okay. Okay. That's all I'll say.
I feel judged and I feel shame, but you know what? It's fine. Your silence speaks volumes. Let's
I
move
don't
on.
know what to tell you. I don't know
It's like-
how do I reply in that situation?
A long conversation about how weird it is to imagine people's genitals.
No, because I think like my biggest thing is like looking at a guy's pants and thinking he's got a whole thing in there. How does it fit?
It doesn't. It sucks. Especially skinny jeans. I can't wear skinny jeans. think there have been multiple times where like I've actually kind of hurt my balls a bit from having really tight pants.
Oh.
Like I think, like especially when sitting down, there have been times like I just sat on my balls and like I just kind of you gotta just tough through that.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
Yes, yes.
I've got no comments there, honestly. Can't really relate.
Would you? Uh, I'm just gonna let me think the phrasing of this question.
Okay.
Would you sit on balls? And when in my mind, I'm thinking like this is just you like intentionally sitting on somebody's balls to tell them to fuck off in a way, or like just to, like be an asshole.
No, because that would hurt.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like one of the parts of the femur, like just like absolutely like slamming down into a testicle, possibly rupturing it even.
We should maybe stop the testicle talk before I get TOS.
Testicle talk.
What do you want me to call it?
Podcasting. That'd be fun.
Podcast.
Yes.
What would we call our podcast?
Testicle talk is now on the list. It's a very small list, but it now has a very real possibility of existing.
The way
That'd
we
be
brand
weird.
it is like we're both like urologists, you know, the ball doctors. But really, we're
Penis. No, it's for. Is it just for?
Yeah, urologist is penis.
It sounds like just a pee doctor to me. I'm sorry. Like.
Well, technically.
Would a gynecologist also be a pee doctor?
No, they're a baby doctor.
I thought that was pediatrician.
No, those are child doctors.
I feel like there's like gotta be one reference I can pull on my ass, but like it's just not coming to me. I feel like there has to be like, oh wait, duh. I thought that was TikTok Hospital.
Ah, Attaway Jenna.
Yes.
My favorite sitcom, honestly.
The bar's pretty fucking low. Where'd my dog go? Where the fuck are you, dog? Hi, dog.
You talk to your dog like that?
I love him. I'll
Bro,
speak to
why
him
are
after
you all up?
this.
Why am I up? I have to finish a project. So this is Maddie doing her homework.
This is May suffering from
Yeah.
her own poor decisions.
Why are you up? We live in the same time zone, friend. You're up too. I think the stinky thing is I made my perspective a little off. So, now I'm gonna go back and correct it. I had to close today. Gross! Well, I hope you had a good shift. Make that coin.
Speaking of coin, let's talk about unions.
Okay.
America
You really
just
think
needs
I'm
to
gonna have
unionize.
a lot of say on this topic?
No, but if I use you as a vessel to spread my ideas, then I
Hey.
get more workers on our side.
Thank you for using my platform to your advantage. Looking fancy there. Thank you! Yeah, we've got the little chat in the VOD now. And I have a hand cam. I did a lot of work.
Not in this painting.
This painting has had a lot of work.
Not in a while.
That's true. It's been a whole, like... Thank you. Is that a seal? Or is it Kirby?
Hey.
Energy. Energy. That's what it stands for.
Did you not watch the Ben 10? The fuck was it? Not anything for Omni.
Omnitrix?
No,
Omniverse?
I know. Fuck, what was it? I remember there were 3: regular, Alien Force, and then one more. I think it's Omni something, but I feel like it's also the 4th one, and I fucking hate it.
I don't know.
By the
I
way-
only watched Ben 10 before Ben 10, so I watched Ben 10 for the plot.
What's he got in his face?
Several alien monsters, duh. Dun, 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 dun. Spaghetti. Yes, indeed, spaghetti.
I'm just thinking, what if you made a wristwatch that's on the penis?
Stop speaking.
This is only speculation, alright? Are you afraid of innovation?
Well, like, you know those bracelets that you can get for you and your friend long distance?
The one you showed me.
Yeah, putting that on your genitals.
Man.
Oh, frick!
That's some
I
real
just dropped the
friendship.
cap.
No cap?
Shut up. Alright, let's put the paint tube down so I don't, like, accidentally squeeze it. I gotta stay out of the shot so I don't, like, accidentally expose myself. Okay, there we go.
Put on a mask while you paint. So when
That's
people walk into the room, they feel like you're normal. I would love to see you try to explain that one away.
What?
Wearing a mask while streaming while painting?
Feelings.
Hi, dog. Hi, dog.
We also need to lighten the background, because the background is very yellow. I love that emoji. I don't know what it is, but I love him. What is it called? Cool cat. Very epic.
Also a great movie, by the way. Fucking
I'm sorry?
Did you not know about the Cool Cat movie?
The Cats movie?
No, Cool Cat. I'm not joking. There's a movie that's literally called Cool Cat, and I think it's Cool Cat Saves the World. And by God, it's such a weird concept. Fucking Daddy Derek. And no, I did not even remotely make that more sexual than it was. His name in the movie is literally Daddy Derek.
Yes,
And he's
a
the
very
creator.
cool cat. I need this to be like an off-white. To drop me a line. That's too pink. Frick. So I'm moving to LA.
La. It's not LA, it's La. Fucking West.
I thought LAX, like the airport, was pronounced lax
Laxatives.
for literal years. And that just proves how much of an idiot I am.
Arkansas. America, the English language, and every white person is a weird enigma to me. It started off like such a fucking like it started so general, like oh, it's just white people.
Yeah.
But then it just kind of like expanded.
Okay. Suki, go! I have paint on the floor. It is very, very good. What is that emoji? TPF?
What?
TP Fun Farm? I don't know who that is.
Someone with like a like of tea. That's who. Hi dog. Who's my good boy? Huh? Do you want to leave my room? Okay, let's go.
It's okay. Oh shoot. We all witnessed that wonderful blunder I just did. Ah! I have red on my brush. I hit my head with my car door this morning and my forehead still hurts. Uh-oh. That's not good. I'm hoping that you should maybe ice it.
I walked back from my door and I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and I'm fucking depressed now.
Oh, I didn't tell you there, bud.
Why do I keep this big ass mirror in my room? The answer is I don't know how to get rid of it.
Ah, thank you for answering your own question.
I... Will I ever like my own
I
reflection?
just
Who
keep
knows?
hurting myself. Oh, that's okay. We all do
Edgy.
that.
At
Oh,
least
that's
it's
too much
physical,
blue.
so it's not a big deal. I do it in ways that are non-physical, so I can't stop myself. You know, like my bad habits.
Buddy, you were edgy today too.
I'm not edgy. I'm just trying to replace horny.
Sorry, I'm thinning out my paint. If you see the red streak right here, I drove it directly into the... Yeah, edgy boy. Very.
No. No. There's nothing coming through. I think you should know.
Oh. Why is that? Did my phone overheat?
Did your phone melt?
Oh yeah, it's overheating.
You melted your phone! Maddie.
Oh, it's really hot. Uh-oh.
Maddie. Just
Gonna have
put
to
some
end the
ice on it.
stream here, lads.
A 15-minute stream.
It ends up with me obliterating my phone. It's just the light I use. But if I use no light,
It looks bad.
it looks bad.
Yeah.
I could suspend a flashlight. Get your act together here. Exactly.
Man, technology. What a fucking bitch. Oh, can your phone actually turn on? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Just get a fan. Small head.
Is that Bob Ross?
Of course it is.
It is. Suki's in the closet. We are having a good time. I wish I had a BRB screen.
A beer screen?
A BRB screen. We got real Bob Ross. We do.
Battle Royale?
I am gonna suspend a flashlight, I think, for like...
Are you... You're not joking?
I was.
You were until you heard yourself say it, then you had to.
Well, I was like, you know, that might work. It might work. I should just use your sucky wucky screen. And,
Sorry, that's trademarked.
I made it.
Well, I own it, I think. So, what is that? Who should own art? Should anyone be able to own art? That's like a real thing. Cause like, should
Yeah.
should music labels exist, and should they be able to copyright on others' behalves? Because like, they technically own, like they legally own the rights to songs. Because yeah, that's how they work. I just don't understand why we let them. Like, we all know like popular music. Why the fuck do they get to like say like, no, you don't get to use music in a creative way?
My phone's back on. Camera's gonna get crazy for a minute, lads. Prepare yourself.
It's just gonna be like really wobbly, like, oh.
See, that's it without the light.
There is still nothing through.
Ew.
Oh!
What do we think? Light or no light?
I can see your shadow.
That's fine. Now why is it backwards? Oh no, that's the right way.
No, it's backwards.
No, it's not backwards.
I can't tell. There's so much that I can't comment on it.
At least everything's not orange now.
I think that was actually an improvement.
See, if I move, it's fine. Well, I don't know how it's coming through on stream. Streamlabs has it, like, looking prettier. It's not that bad. Oh, you want a VC? Oh, congrats on getting Twitch Prime too, by the way.
Twitch Prime?
We just
Did you know that you can subscribe with your free Twitch Prime?
Yeah. Free Primes, boys. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I don't know if you want a VC. It's kind of late where I'm at. And I just burnt my phone.
And we have been able to talk about such fun things like unions and music labels forever. So, obviously, we gotta go focus on that, right?
Yeah, I have to get this done, that's the thing. This is due in 24 hours.
Just many things.
Just many things. Oh, that's why you don't go. I know! Okay? Arizona was fun, though.
Was it?
I mean, it was also very stressful because I was doing homework like half the time. But that's besides
I would
the
assume
point.
stress would have come from other things, but you know what? That makes sense.
It was mostly because I couldn't get my homework done. Where did we go? We went to Arizona.
Where did we go? Yes, you and your Twitch. Where do you go?
Shh, I refer to myself with we. Not because I'm like multiple people or anything. I just like it. I've always done that. I just put my fingers in wet paint. It's clown hours.
It's not finger painting.
It's clown hours, boys.
Wait, put paint on your face. Do it. Come.
No. No, it will not come off.
I know, that's why I want you to.
Hope you at least enjoyed being around family. I did. For maybe the first day. I love my family. But they're, all very talkative. So when I'm trying to take a physics test at, like, 6 o'clock at night, and the phone's ringing every 10 minutes, I really can't take a physics test.
I'm not sure that you can blame your family on that one.
No, I have to blame their family members. Because it was all, like, my extended family. And so...
You messed up.
How have you been, Jump? It's been a minute since we've interacted, like this on stream.
Ah.
Oh, I like the sound of these pixels. Okay, 8-bit music, the best way you can describe it is like, it sounds like pixels, right?
I can't, like, say no. It's just
and
like...
I have to graph out with my graphic. Gross.
Oh wait. Like, Undertale had, like, good... Like, it's so weird. Like, it's... just fucking synth.
It's pixels. I slept through the first 2 classes today. I missed my first class today because I was on the plane. Oh, graph without a graphing calculator. If you don't have a graphing calculator, you can use Desmos. It's a website, it's free. It's very epic. It carried me through my first math quiz.
Ever. I was in my kindergarten class, and they told me, hey, what's 1 plus 1? and I fucking googled Desmos on the spot.
No, use Desmos. It's super helpful. My viewership is dropping. Aaron, did you leave the stream?
No.
Desmos. Here, I'll put it in chat. Oh, I can't say.
I technically am watching your stream. I am also Happer. Just like having your I'm just like minimizing it. So like you have my viewership. However, as much as I love wet paint, it's not really something I enjoy watching.
Is it about as entertaining as watching paint dry? Haha.
What's wrong with you?
We're so funny tonight, boys. We're so funny. I woke up and chose idiocy today.
But you chose plain.
I chose what?
Plain. Speaking of, I remember, I told you I had a dream.
Yes, and you said you would talk about it.
Yeah. So like the weird thing was I was like I think I jumped like you were in a plane crash.
Hell yeah.
And I was like it was like plane 21. And it was like, oh, your plane crashed. And only 3 people died and you were out in the woods and like we were talking over the phone. And then some lady jumped into my stepmom's car and I had to force her out of the car. And then we talked about the plane on the drive home. And it was like such a weird thing. I was like, oh shit. That's pretty ominous.
It would have been fun if I got in a plane crash, and then you could have been like, well, I predicted it. And
But
then I
more
would
than
have
2
told
people
you,
would die,
you
wouldn't
know,
they?
have any numbers seem significant to you? Potentially lottery winning numbers. Because if you learned you could predict the future, what would the first thing you do be?
Get laid. Duh. Fuck yeah. Men choices. I can't have any thoughts other than sex.
That's just monkey brain, man.
What I really do though, I would overthrow the fucking government first thing.
Okay, valid.
Like it's just like if I had the upper hand, like if I had the best intelligence in the world, I would 100% just try to overthrow the government.
You know, to be fair, you need to have a pretty high IQ to understand Rick and Morty.
I would predict Rick and Morty episodes.
Oh my god, you could make a Reddit career out of that.
No, I would 100% just do it. I would intentionally go up to Trey Parker and be like, so, about this next episode, can you not do this? And he'd be like,
Did Trey
and he'll
Parker,
be like,
didn't he just do South Park, or did he do Rick and Morty too?
who the fuck did I just say?
Trey Parker?
I
He
don't
did
know.
South Park, didn't he?
I don't
know.
remember.
I don't know who made...
I just threw out a fucking name. And I was like, oh, that's right. And I didn't think I'd be challenged.
I'm sorry, I memorized my lore.
Yes, apparently your friendships are all lore.
They are. I almost need to, like, tape the canvas down, because I keep, getting it.
You keep moving it and putting paint on your canvas.
Yeah. Paint that's not supposed to be there.
That little bit of red. That adds just a little bit of character.
Tonight's stream is sponsored by Scotch Tape. For not only,
So
helping me with my painting, but also it's suspending the cables that get this whole thing to work. I should put this higher.
this stream is sponsored by Scotland. They make such great tape.
They do. Those Scots, man.
How many people do you think unironically believe that Scotch tape comes from Scotland?
At least 12.
Yeah, probably. I want to, like, because of all the anti-vaxxers, I would say at least 1,000 people.
Mm.
And I think in a year it'll be 2,000.
Really?
Come on. Like, I think what Facebook has taught everyone is that people are. If you give people the opportunity to be stupid, they will 100% be stupid.
That's just like a rule of the internet at this point, though.
Yeah, but I feel like Facebook like puts it to the forefront into politics and conspiracy theories and a little bit of racism. Actually, no, a lot of racism.
This is such a gross color. Gray and yellow make a gross color.
Pea yellow.
If your pee is this color, seek medical attention.
What the fuck are you talking about? Pea is on a scale from
Your pee
yellow
has
to
gray.
clear.
If your pee has gray in it,
It's just a little bit of color.
why would your ejaculate be? Honest man said I wasn't at all.
I like how we're just dodging that one. Like, you had a. It seemed like you were gonna ask a question, but you knew that I would answer with too much honesty.
Yes, and I don't want to get TOS.
I need to.
Why are we talking about this?
Come funny.
Because, I mean, that, but also, like, it's just that time of the night. I'm incredibly tired. I'm incredibly jet lagged. And this is just kind of a byproduct of that. And I'm so sorry, Jump. Let's not. Okay, yeah, we can not. Do you have any topics
Not
of
what?
conversation?
No. Yes. Come on, prompt me. I love prompts.
You said I wasn't. Oh.
Perhaps something about the economy.
We are not discussing the economy here. I'm sorry. I get enough of that on Reddit.
How about race relations?
Why are all of your subjects political in nature? Although race
Because
shouldn't
the last
be.
4 years were very political, and so I've adapted.
Yeah, but
And
I
also
don't
I
like
found
talking.
this good, like-
globalization. Alright, globalization is the
What's
recommended.
globalization?
Freaking Google it! Learn, you coward.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Globalization. The process in which businesses or develop international influence or start operating on an international. Oh, okay. Companies that do that are the scariest of them all. They 100% will take away everything. Words.
Imagine
Fuck
not
you.
knowing globalization. I didn't know it either, okay? But that's my fault because I did not pay attention in history class.
I don't think any history test actually taught me about globalization.
AP history does.
Oh, so learning how the corporations own us is especially for the smart people, so they can learn how to own us better.
You know, that's a good theory.
I mean, I would not be shocked if the rich just if the rich constantly just say, okay, so how do we fuck over people so they have to buy our stuff and we can pay them as low as possible? And to do that, they just put money into the Republican Party. But
Oh, frick.
I think the last thing any company should do is have influence over any country.
Globalization contributes to cheap goods. Isn't that just outsourcing?
You can make cheap goods without lean to globalization. It's not extremely hard. It's just a lot more profitable.
Well, yeah, because a lot of companies outsource.
And honestly, they could bite the bullet and have all their work domestic. But they move because they can afford to underpay their workers there. And they would not get away with that within the prying eye of the people that they pay and have paid them. Which is why I think we should ban all companies, just liquidate everything they own, and give it to the working class.
What would replace the companies?
Workers' unions.
This is just a mac and cheese lid, and I'm like trying to put detail into it. And my teacher was like, quit putting detail into things. You picked too busy of a thing. I'm very salty about it. Because other kids
You
pick
draw
things.
too much. You need to stop.
Outsourcing is part of it. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought.
Exactly. This is why I think when things get international, companies just get extremely terrible. Because then they have like makeup companies. There's like I can't remember what it was. There's like some sort of like special thing that they have to. There's like maybe it's like basalt or something. And it's something that you mine. And how they get it is they just go into countries and they just have people that operate child mines just like give them the stuff. And they don't really give a fuck. You know that, I know that. They really don't care where they get this stuff. But they just that's just child like beauty products don't need people to fucking die. Alright? That's just fucking morbid. Which is why, this every time I just make a point, this is why we should destroy the economy. Not the economy, the, rich, the 1%.
Eat the rich.
Not just eat them, fucking bury them into your backyard so they can grow more. And then we eat them. I wonder, I think it is possible within our lifetime, if things don't get better, we just start immediately executing CEOs for the fun of it.
Do we have the means to do that?
Numbers. If there's one thing unions have shown,
Didn't France try
power
that?
of numbers. That was political, and it worked like a fucking treat. So
Valid.
this goes to show, being civilized is like saying we can't execute people that have caused massive problems to society, and I just think that in and of itself proves that being civil is stupid. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm staying neutral. You want to get too
I can tell. I give it like 3 months. I'll be like this for 3 months, and I'll just there'll be a very sharp drop off interest in politics.
Yeah, I think you're only interested because there's more of an incentive.
Mm-hmm. I've also been just I found big boy Twitch streamer. I think his name's Hassan, and he's such a fucking the way he puts words and talks about how my life is fucked over by corporations. I love it. And it's so blunt, and it's so I've thought these things. And now I feel so happy seeing this perspective put onto mainstream. It makes me happy.
I need my other red. Or I'll just use orange. You know what?
My other red. My other
I
red.
need my other red. Well, I have 2 shades of red.
Just look at the spectrum of red, just my other red. My other red.
It's
My other red.
Cadmium red? Or, no, it's even more different than you. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
What?
Can you guess the name?
The name of what?
The red?
No. There's so many names of red, I hate them all.
It's a cadmium red DPU.
TPU? That
It's
sounds like
this,
an invitation.
alien
more
fire
than
truck
a
color.
Alien fire truck color? what would an alien fire truck look like? Draw one on your.
It'd be more circular. I think I associate like the shape of a circle with aliens.
True. Because like everyone's like, oh, it's a flying saucer. They probably have like. I would assume it looks more like Star Wars ships, to be honest. I feel like those are like, yeah. It's either that or they look like fucking bullets. But I don't think anyone's ever seen a UFO.
Do you think aliens are real?
Yes, I think they're real. I don't think they're here or anywhere close to here. Because I feel like we would have noticed them a bit sooner.
Interesting.
Also, like people say like alien, like they probe like, oh, maybe aliens visited Egypt. Like, what the fuck would they have done? Why? Why would they?
You don't think they've already visited?
No, honestly, I don't. I want, because like that would change everything. We would like, I'm sure we would. They would like, unless there was like a specific reason for them not to, which might be like, from perspective like, you don't give a monkey a gun, which is like which would be like a legitimate answer to this question. Like, we probably would have much more impressive stuff by now. But honestly, I don't see any other reason. I don't see anything that like points like, oh yeah, definitely aliens.
I don't know. I just like to think they exist.
I think they have to exist statistically, because like there's so many places for them to exist.
Well, and it's not like difficult for like life to start. You just need really good timing.
Yeah, timing and like it's like there's a bunch of factors, but they happen. But the factor is like, you know, it's a big universe. You know, it happens all the fucking time.
Well, like the idea that I think is hardest for me to wrap around my head is like, does life in the scientific context begin like the same way? Like for us humans on Earth, we needed oxygen, right? Who's to say that like there's not some other legion of super aliens out there and they rely on
breathe
like,
nitrogen?
Yeah, freaking nitrogen.
I think
something.
it's
Do you think
possible. I think like, because like if I think about it, the origin of life is like, it's probably like a bacteria or something.
Yeah,
something
yeah, no, it is.
Nature. So like bacteria can exist in enough places and enough varieties, so I can believe that there's a specific variety that survives in nitrogen.
Well, there absolutely is. It's less about whether or not it can survive in the nitrogen, but can it evolve and produce a life form that can survive?
Well, like that's like, I'm assuming like bacteria would be life. Like it's just like that would be evidence like life exists.
Usually is.
The question is, if we're talking about like intelligent life, I think there probably is like a few. I don't think there are a lot.
Well,
because I feel like the circumstances would take like too much time.
Yeah, that's what I always think about. Is like, if other intelligent life exists, how similar to humans are they? And what does that say about the evolutionary process on a universal scale versus like just
Well, statistically, like if you think about it, if there's like a bunch of life in the universe, there are probably a lot of human-looking things out there. So
bit
like
of an eerie thought.
Only if you don't think of the context of having sex with them, like everyone does.
I don't.
Alright, like what's the concept? Like, oh, I want to bang an alien. Why? I mean, I would too, but like,
be quirky.
I think it's like, dude, how can you not? Who would pass up the opportunity to be the first person to have sex with an alien? I wouldn't pass that up. But I wouldn't pass up having sex with literally anything with with consistent intelligence to consent. So it's quite, but like, it's like, I think that's like the horniest thing about aliens. Like, there was just like, especially like in like the 60s when like, you know, space was like the big thing, and like all like the shitty television shows just like had aliens. They were like, let's just go out and bang an alien. And then they made Star Trek.
Hey, they made Doctor Who too.
But he is an alien, and to my knowledge, he hasn't had canonical sex.
I don't know. I was never super big into Doctor Who. Like, I liked it in middle school. But that was like the kind of phase I was going through where I had to like everything so I could understand everything.
Yes, I remember hearing you explain this part of your life. And it's
Fundamentally different from how you enjoy fandom culture.
I don't engage in any communities. I think that's like a very weird extreme I have. I just like, if there's like a way to interact with things I like, I will definitely never look into it. Like, if it comes like, I think the standard of people now is like, if you like a video game, you also tend to like look into people that make content based around that thing, and I don't.
Hey, can I play this on? Yes, I can. I was like, this doesn't sound like Good Kid, but it is. I just haven't listened to all of their stuff. No, Good Kid. It's a band based in Toronto. They're all programmers. And they responded to my Twitter DM.
Was it an Ame message?
No, I wanted to know if they'd ever come play down here in the States. Because so far they've only played in California and New York. Like the biggest cities with the biggest music scene. Which makes sense.
Right. You know, it's what you do.
Yeah. But I'm selfish and I want them to be here. Because they are legitimately my favorite band.
I feel like you've told me something else, but I feel like that was a long time ago, and I don't remember it.
My music taste changes, but this one's pretty consistent. I like their stuff. I like everything they've put out.
Maybe I thought it was Panic at the Disco. I think that's...
Panic at the Disco is probably my biggest obsession.
Yeah,
musically.
And in my head, it's like, if you obsess over something, it must be your favorite thing.
No.
That's...
Case in point, Dream SMP.
What did I say? I would never get into Dream SMP. No. And not only was I right, you did it faster than I expected. I said like, in a month. It's gonna be like, oh, God. I would never. Heat waves. Then... and I was like, I was blown away. It's fucking amazing.
You have no idea how hard my brain rot is. It's so bad. Robert was talking with Alyssa today, and he started talking about Prime Church and the WAP Corner.
What is Prime Church? It sounds like Twitch Prime's own cult. Which, if you have Twitch Prime... Speaking of Twitch Prime...
You get a free sub. No, Twitch Prime. The Prime Church. It's exactly what you'd think it is.
Wait, I was right?
Yes.
Really?
And they have the WAP Corner.
Wet ass P-word.
No, stop, Ben. But John... God, I was laughing about cockweed for like literal minutes.
But John...
on the airplane. Because I forgot I had changed my profile picture on Spotify to cockweed. And I was just like kind of sitting there losing my marbles over this cat. Just shows you I'm a very mature individual.
You can pay taxes.
I do pay taxes.
I don't, because I don't make money.
Until you
Beat
lower
the
it, yeah.
system. Isn't that the best way to beat the system? Pay taxes? No. I'll just not.
Just don't get a job.
Don't
Look,
make money.
I got a big boy fancy piece of mail from not social security, like unemployment, saying I could take out more money. I don't pay taxes for that money too. That's the biggest flex you've got here. But I think in America you only pay taxes if you have a job.
I'm not sure. I feel like if you have any income, apparently even drugs, which is stupid.
Oh really? If you do
I
an
know-
illegal activity, do you tax it?
Okay, I remember there was a company that would help like prostitutes file their taxes in a way that doesn't get them arrested. And I think that's the best of
That's
humanity.
interesting.
But I also know that it's like some like far right like assholes when like, oh, let's just talk to them and see if they will just like help us. And then those people that thought they were helping like someone who's a prostitute file their taxes just got their jobs, got fired because they were like doing the right thing, which is like really fucking annoying.
There's still red on my paintbrush.
By the way, why isn't prostitution legal again?
I'm not gonna have this conversation.
No. Like it's like it should. Like why?
Aaron,
Why not? What's wrong? What's
Aaron,
wrong?
I don't want to get to you West.
If I don't get graphic, I'm only talking about legality and taxes.
Yeah, but there are children in the chat. Sorry, Jump.
This is the point where we call the audience a bit.
No, I'm not doing that. Sorry.
What kind of audience do you want, Maddie?
Not horny teenage boys.
I'm sorry, you've already lost that one.
I don't really know. I don't really know what kind of people I appeal to be 100% honest with you.
I think
Jump, you're a neutral party here. What kind of audience do you think I'll attract?
horny boy. I think the absolute worst audience you can get is literal children.
Yeah. What, I want to know what audience you think, assuming, like, streaming does well, what kind of demographic my audience will be.
I assume a high female percentage compared to the rest.
You
But I
think?
still think horny boy. I still think horny boy.
I don't
Just-
think I've had a single, like, female viewer interact with me in chat.
I think there was one. I remember there was one. I think it was last stream. They were only in for like a minute.
Probably teens. Valid.
I want to hit like seniors in high school and people in college.
You do?
Yeah. Cause like I don't want to be like I don't want any like responsibility over like how they're educated.
I mean, it's their fault for believing what they see on the internet, no.
True. But like I don't want to be like
A liability?
no, not a liability. It's like how the fuck do I describe this? If like
My God.
If-
People like me that browse Twitch really hard. Well, first make up for most of it. Yeah. That is true. I need to like break out somehow. Do I want to do streaming full time? That's the real thing. Then similar audiences.
Why not?
Why not? Because I want to be an engineer. I had this
You can be an engineer,
conversation.
Twitch streamer.
I think like something that like Michael Reeves does. I think what Michael Reeves does is so freaking cool. And he didn't even go to college.
It's stupid.
I
He
absolutely
didn't.
I absolutely love what Michael Reeves does.
I think he's like. I don't think of like. I wouldn't want to do what exactly he does because like that sounds like a lot of effort. But I think like
No, I would
really good editing would be like I want to have like the confidence of editing and comedic timing in my editing that he has.
Yeah,
Because I think.
a funny guy.
Oh no, he does like really pull out the stops with his. I think like he's naturally like got some like wacky things to say all the fucking time. Cause I don't want to be like this. I don't want to sound like a conceited asshole. Like I'm like Michael Reeves. Like I feel like I'm similar in style, not in execution, and like my humor. Cause it's kind of dumb. I just like mine. Just like the horny in my comedy comes through too much because I'm sad. Because I'm but no longer. I will improve myself. But like I feel like it's like a lot of wacky things, a lot of like blunt statements, and a lot of deadpan. But then matched with like him losing his shit at what he's doing. All that stuff combines really nicely.
Well, I just think too, he's like, he's able to push the boundaries so much because like, if you pursue like actual computer science, there's so many rules you have to follow, and he just kind of took those rules and was like, yeah, you're not supposed to do this, but I'm not a professional, so.
Yeah, he's just self-taught. So like, something that you can be like, oh yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's so scary. But I
dude, the
absolutely
fucking
love it.
taser camera.
The taser camera. I like the automatic dab machine, where like he like spent like a few days like recording muscle groups instead of like actually researching them. He just tested them all individually. Like, what?
He just on himself. I think that was the best part. Like that was fucking commitment.
Yes. I think just to be friends with him would be interesting. I would hate to get shocked because like I hate that sensation. But
I've never seen shock a woman, which is I feel is a bit sexist, but you know it's fine.
you know what? No, that's a good thing that video doesn't exist because like I think in premise it could also be construed as sexist. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You either do it or you don't. Either way, you get labeled.
True. I feel like that's the weird thing. Like you can like do a bunch of like you could tase a guy and people will laugh. You tase a woman, you're a monster. And I think that's really funny.
I think with the exception of his girlfriend. I think, because I've seen...
Oh no, that would be
Lily
fucking
Pichu.
horrid.
Well, I've seen her get shocked before. And because I can hear her voice go, Michael!
No, I know for a fact she's never gotten shocked, but she always does that whenever a taser goes off. Which is weird to know this. I feel like it's weird knowing, like...
How much... You don't watch a lot of Michael Reeves, do you?
When I discovered him, I watched a sizable portion of his content. Nowhere near all of it. I think I just like maybe I did like a sizable portion of his content, and then I like looked to like other places, and then I found out about like Offline TV, where he's like, which is like the group where he lives, which is like fine. Then I found out his relationship, and that kind of like led to like this whole thing. And I think that's the first time I've been to Twitch streamers. Moving on from that point, that's really irrelevant. It's like it's weird. Like for a long time, I was like, oh wow. I think I remember it hit me really hard. It's like, fuck, I'm so lonely. I'm watching somebody be happy, and it like that was like so fuck. It's like weird. It's weird watching people have a relationship. Because I feel like I put myself into like the idea of it too much,
Are
and like
are
I
you
fell off.
pretty empathic then?
God no. You've seen how I interact with you. I am not empathetic enough to be called an empath.
Oh, that's how it's pronounced. Okay.
I feel like I'm just my empathy comes solely from like a logical point of view. Like it doesn't make sense to be an asshole all the time because then nobody will like you
It's
unless
kind
you're.
of a bit of a psychopathic way to to view it.
I guess. But like I just like nobody like. Cause like I was like a little bit mean, like a little bit. The guy how he's like, I don't like a lot of people, and so instead of just insulting them, I know like it's much more beneficial if I ever need them to just not do that. Because I don't think I've ever had to like go back to somebody after the fact and apologize.
No, see, my mentality is just apologize until, cause like, I don't have OCD. I should preface with that, but I'm an incredibly like obsessive and compulsive person.
I know.
Like that circular thought pattern. Favorite way to think.
I'm sorry. Can you explain how this relates? I'm like.
No, I don't know
unable to
where
pick up.
I'm going off of. Okay, I'm
Right.
getting high off pink, so
Ah.
should I put purple in the shadows? I think that might look good, but at the same time, I don't want it to like be brown.
I don't know.
Well, we'll try it. We'll try it, lads. I need more blue.
My hand fucking hurts.
Why?
So I'm using. It's like I'm just like. I'm using my keyboard in a way I'm not used to.
What
And, like-
does that mean? What are you playing? Are you trying to get good at this game that you keep mentioning, but not telling?
I don't want to mention it because like I. It's like I imagine like if I did something and the first time you see me do it, I did bad. I'd be fucking embarrassed. Like
Oh,
just absolutely fail. Like if. I feel bad when people see me do bad because I think, oh wow, they're gonna look at me and be like, this is fucking pathetic. Why are you doing this? And I don't want that experience.
see, but my idea is if I'm bad, I can make content out of it and just market my idiots.
True. I
You
could
know?
make content out of it too, right? I just don't want like, 'cause, like especially like the things I make, I don't want my family to see because I feel like if I interact with them too consistently for them to like see it. Because if they talk about it with me, I won't talk with them about it. Like they bring up anything I do, I'm just gonna stop the conversation and move on. Because they feel sensitive about like my stuff, but only with them. Because like I want it to be a legitimate thing I'm doing. If I talk about it, I don't want it to be like, oh, this is just some idiot. You could have gone to college, but no, you said, fuck it, let's Twitch stream. And struggle with employment.
That's the American dream.
Yes, but that dream is also dead. Which is funny. Like the phrase "the American dream is dead" seems like kind of pessimistic, but it just dead. It just died. And that's when we stopped putting in regular checks within corporate. No, I'm not gonna go there. Politics. I've talked about politics here enough for one day.
Thank you.
I'll wait till we're off stream. 12-hour stream.
Listen, I don't know how long this stream is gonna go.
It will go until you are.
We're working until completion.
I don't know how. Based on what I know of your time to take a painting, this could take literal months to a year for you to actually finish this.
I finished the other painting within like 2 weeks. So
I know.
Up you?
I just remember that time. I was like, hey, can you make me a thing? And then I remember like a full year passed before you actually started working on it. And that's what sticks in my head the most.
Yeah. Well, it's different when I'm doing cartooning. Cause like this is for a grade, and that's more what's like motivating me. Versus like oh, Aaron wants me to do this piece of artwork. Cool, I'll get around to it, and then just never get around to it.
I think like it's a weird thing. Oh wait, this brings back a memory. This brings back one of the cringiest memories I had in a while. So I was in middle school. Let's start there. It was like you remember shit, I don't want to say their name.
I didn't
but
go
like
to the
went
same
to high
middle
school. No, we went to high school with this
Okay.
person. Fruit Cup Man, if that rings a bell.
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Okay, so like I was in 7th grade, and I found out he could draw. And I think like within the
You
last...
can?
He said he could. And I remember hearing that. So I was like... I would recently watch a hentai, and I remember the character sticking in my head for way too long, and I was like, hey, can you draw a hentai? I didn't say it like this,
Oh
but
my god!
I
Oh
legit, like,
my god!
that was like, I remember he's like, no, and I was like, oh, no, I was just joking. Trying, like, doing that fucking, like, oh, hey,
Oh, be
I-
coy.
no, I was like, I was straight up like, oh, can you draw this? And he's like, no, and I was like, I'm kidding, can you draw this instead? And he's like, no. And it's like, oh, okay. He's gonna remember that forever, and that's... I don't think I've ever brought it up ever again,
Oh
and I hope that he also forgot.
my god, that's kind of hilarious.
My early years with social interaction were horrible.
Dude, mine were too. But like mine are more just me being an idiot. Like going to the water park and like having the guy offer me like a handshake or a high five, and I
Yeah.
shook his hand.
Oh,
I hate social interaction.
imagine what with either of us. What would happen if we just were homeschooled? How the
Oh
fuck
my
do we get
God.
around people?
I wouldn't have.
Like, I feel like everything I do is like, I have horrible social skills, and because of that, it turns into comedy for the people around me.
I just have really bad social skills. I try to make jokes, but I'm not very good.
Since when have you started trying jokes?
Buddy, they've always been there. Oh, this needs to be. Wait.
Drop that keyboard. A
Oh,
lot,
shit.
but we're just gonna.
My perspective is off. Because I just realized that like these two things need to be even, and for them to be even,
Hmm.
Because, like, I need this to be, like, down here. So this is wall colored. It's supposed to be wall colored, which means
Wall color, of course.
this needs to be wall colored as well. I'm getting paint over my favorite stupid t-shirt.
Cover up those nipples.
It's my, like, favorite thing in the world.
Go on, tell me. Elaborate.
It should not give me this much serotonin. But Mr. Gregory Hefflin. Gregory Hefflin. And what's Rowley's last name?
I don't know.
Or was it Rowley? And they just called him by his last name.
No, I'm 200% what was first. That's first.
What was Rowley's last name?
I want to say Wiggum, but that's just because of the trope.
Well, I wanted to say, freaking Weasley, so that's no better.
Wait, let's talk about Ron Weasley for a second. Is he an interesting character, or does he suck?
Ooh.
I don't, like, he's kind of a fun character, and he's got good character development. But, like, at the same time, he's, like, if you, like, take away some of the charm, he's really annoying. Which, you know, just goes to show that J.K. Rowling can't write for shit.
We already knew this.
Well, she can write, she doesn't have the morals to deserve it.
Yeah. You took his one alone. Say, my God, I hope up there on that. I said I was an honest man. I said I wasn't at all.
Okay, I just want to, like, speak on it. I want to, like, ask you this question.
Why?
Only out of pure curiosity. You can change the color of your skin to literally any color on the spectrum. What color? Or will you keep it the same?
Any color on the spectrum. My mind went to Sims and I'd be like, I want to be bright green.
It's a respectable color. I'll give you that.
Although I have like just a tiny crush on who's the X-Men that has like blue skin? Not Mystique.
Nightcrawler? The one that teleports.
No, he was a nerd. I can see.
Oh,
his...
the Beastman?
Yeah, that lad.
Beast.
I had a bit of crush.
Yeah. He was a dilf. First of all, I'm just like shocked you pulled, like, this is out of all the things. You chose a hairy old man.
He's not old. In the first
he's
class.
a teacher.
No.
He's a teacher. He's a teacher. Fuck you.
So
Alright?
like half of them.
Yeah, he's like in his 40s.
No. I'm thinking of like Days of Future Past Beastman. Where he's young.
Hold on. Frankly, I think he only gets these powers when he's old.
He progressively got them.
In first class. What does he look like?
Not first class, Days of Future Past.
This? I'm sorry. Explain what about this fucking punched in nose? He looks like the Cat in the Hat. What the fuck? Really?
I'm trying to think of like other weird crushes, like pseudo crushes I've had.
No, you're not passing over this. Explain this to me.
I don't know.
No,
I was like
I'm
6. No. First class came out. I probably watched it when I was like 10. So I was like 10.
Explain that face to me.
I have no idea. just got a
no,
message.
I want. Yes, you have to explain that image to me. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. What about it? What about it? What
don't-
about this
I don't
to
know.
you?
I can't tell you because I don't remember.
Like I've said some like weird ones in my day, but like out of all like Nightcrawler
No,
exists,
no,
and you
you
choose
had-
this man.
You had a crush on Hot Dog Princess.
I didn't say I had a crush. I said if there was like the weirdest crush, I have to put it there because there's nothing that could possibly be weirder than like the half second I just saw it. It was like an instant reaction, and I instantly dropped off. But I'll count it. I'll put it on the record because I can't think of anything weirder. But like, you chose the old man over the twink. I'm shocked, I'm hurt, and I'm offended because he's better. This is just that my blue man's better than your blue man.
I'm sorry, okay?
You have to apologize to
Sapnap
everyone.
is playing Minecraft lags.
Nice. Who the fuck's Sapnap?
The third wheel.
Ouch.
No, I honestly don't know anything about Sapnap. The only things I know about him are through fanfiction and fan art, so I have a very inaccurate depiction of his personality and character in my mind.
Sexy man, of course.
No, he's not. He's always the third wheel. I just said this. I'm trying to think of like other people that are like I shouldn't have had crushes on as a kid.
Are we talking about like on a moral or like just like they aren't just as
like-
attractive as they are?
Yeah. Oh, it's like I see I'm moving to LA, writing a screenplay. I don't know, I think the thing I like almost obviously had a crush on Dan Howell.
Stan Howell. Yeah.
Dan is not on fire. YouTube man. And then he came out as gay like 2 years ago. And I was like 13-year-old me was upset.
That's more than 2 years ago, Maddie.
What, when he came out?
You said like
No.
you said you were 13.
No, I was not 13 when he came out. But like my inner 13-year-old was heavily devastated.
Oh no. I'm offended.
Although I'm also very happy for him. Because he's in such a better place mentally after coming out, so.
I'm gonna say like this is probably gonna sound mean and maybe a little homophobic, but like I don't care when people come out. And that's not really just because like, oh, you shouldn't come out. It's like I just think like I don't like that there's like a need for it. To be like, okay, I have to be true to myself now because I had to lie for so long. Like that existing, like I don't like it, but at the same time it's like, yeah, it has to happen. I just don't like that exists because it seems kind of boring, and I also don't like when it comes when like people I don't know just like end up on the trending page like, oh yeah, I'm coming out. It's like, okay, it's it's good, but also it doesn't really matter.
Well, it's just like Jojo Siwa.
That's good. I can't feel mad at her. And like she didn't make a video, so like I don't feel bad. And I think like obviously like
Oh,
coming out
She did.
to a big audience is good.
My favorite thing was all the backlash she got on Instagram
Did she?
afterwards. Yeah, the Christian moms, they were
But
not
I
happy.
put you on for my kids. How the fuck am I supposed to explain that to them now?
I don't think I'll ever completely understand homophobia. So I don't understand how it, how it works.
I like.
Like I get
I think like
the religious argument.
true, but like it's like, it's just like, some people just don't like anal, and I think it's kind of gross, and those people aren't fun.
I
That's
think you
explaining the
misconstrued point. Oh, are you saying that not liking anal is homophobic?
Yeah, it's like, oh, guys can't take dick, and like, I'll admit, I've like looked at it, and like, yeah, it's not as fun when a guy's doing it, when a girl's doing it, you know, it's not particularly entertaining, but like, it doesn't really fucking matter. It's like, I think like you and me and like a lot of our generation is just gonna grow up being like very like when I was like, I remember hearing it on the radio. I remember I was like at a parking lot in front of like a Marshalls, and like on the radio it said, oh, homophobia, not gay marriage is legalized, and I remember saying like, yeah, it makes sense, they should have done that a while ago. I didn't really know anything about being gay. I just kind of like, I remember saying that, and as I understood, like, oh, people can get married, and it's like, yeah, I guess they should.
Yeah.
I just think that
it's different for me too. I like personally was like, hell yeah, go off. But like, even the rest of my family, they don't like that.
I think you made that statement before, and I could believe that based on everything I've heard just your little brother say. I remember being with my dad during that, and like I remember talking to him. He didn't seem mad. I just think he was like, he seemed like weirded out, but like I don't think he was or ever was homophobic. I just think he was just like, he thought it was a bit weird, which is like, you know what, you can think things are weird, you know, like I'm not gonna like be like, oh, my dad's homophobic because he didn't immediately say, oh yeah, gay rights. I just think he's very I don't think he's religious. He's more religious now, but I can't look at him as like a religious guy, so like, which is weird. Also, I think weirdly enough, I think my dad, if I think hard and like I put logic, my dad was probably Islamic or like Muslim during his upbringing, and I just think that's just a weird thing that like I've never heard him really talk about. This is just me talking on and on about like just weird things I can think of about my dad.
I won't touch on my parents.
Don't have any fun statements?
Nothing that
too
was
many
like
fun
CPS
statements.
called to my house.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I do joke.
Fuck,
I'm okay.
I opened up my
I'm
trash can.
okay. Let me
You're not a
preface.
child, alright? CPS wouldn't be called for you.
That's true.
I opened up my fucking trash can. What's wrong with me?
Talk about it online. Alright, I gotta shade this macaroni.
I thought you were gonna say you're gonna shave.
Yep, just right here on Twitch.
I would believe that would bolster your viewership more than any of us would admit. But like, just like, I just want to kind of look up a shaving stream just to see if it's there.
You know it is. You don't
I know.
need
I
to
know,
look it up.
but I just want to see like who. I want to see the comments. I want to see how the people interact with them. I don't want it to be a really horny thing, because like shaming. But like, I'm just like trying to circulate my thoughts. King shaming, like we saw the knees. Like I don't like that existing. But like, can I like do anything about that? No. How many fetishes are there in the world?
Let's not talk about this on stream.
I'm gonna say at least 2,000. That's it.
I don't know, my knowledge about that kind of stuff comes only from DeviantArt, which is horrible. But like...
Knees.
Yeah, knees. My least favorite thing is, so there's a Twitch streamer. There's a Twitch streamer, and his name is, Rambo, right? And he's gained a lot of popularity in, like, just the last, like, month. He went from, like, 40k to, like, pulling in 100k each stream.
Okay.
So, one, good for him. But,
Good for him, but...
he's a minor. He is, I want to say he's 17.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like 7. It's like, oh.
No. And so, he needed to stand up because he had been doing a super long, like, stream. I forget what he was doing, but he'd been sitting for a while and he needed to stand up, but he couldn't because he was wearing sweatpants. And he knew he would be sexualized for wearing sweatpants.
That's... I'm trying to process this. It's like, I just like... like, I can't imagine having to be conscious about being sexualized. Because like, for me, I would love to be sexualized because, you know, anything to bolster my ego would be appreciated. It's very small. But it's like being a minor, especially as a minor. I don't think like being a minor and like thinking about that is weird. Because the only way you could perceive that is just like a bunch of really creepy adults. It's like looking at you in a sexual way, and that's just, I can't
Well,
really...
this is like Schlatt,
Yep.
right? You know Schlatt.
Vaguely.
Mr. Jonathan Schlatt. The reason he has his sideburns is because when he did a face reveal, people were sexualizing it. And so it's a giant, like, hey,
Fuck
screw
you.
you. He grew facial hair.
But the oldest, least sexual facial hair he could think of. Which honestly, I think it looks great on him, so I don't know what... So I feel like it doesn't work for me. But that's just because... Maybe that just comes from a process of, like, not being sexually attracted to him?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, and not to sound like a boomer, anything. But like, or not like, not a boomer, but I don't know where I'm going with this thought, so I need to preface. But like, especially with like the new generation of streamers and stuff, and everyone who's getting popular, most of the audience is female.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've like gotten like aware of that, like Sykkuno, Corpse, they're like big names. And I always thought like, oh, if you have a female audience, it feels a little bit more legitimate in my head, because then you can't just be like, oh, horny boys, or just like a bunch of racist kids.
Yeah.
But like, I guess I've noticed it. I just don't think about it.
No, but it's certainly there. Sure.
I
Yeah.
think.
I think it's the females doing it because like they're like, oh, this kid is so cute, and then someone takes it too far, and I mean, it's like that in any fandom, but I
Like-
especially notice it now because having been part of like Dan and Phil and stuff, like that was sexualized way more than it needed to be.
It didn't need to be sexualized in the first place, so any stuff is a little bit too far.
Yeah. And yet people did it.
It's like, it's like, the only other thing I think of is like this image of like someone condemning drawing children in a sexual act, and then them drawing Todoroki, and like he's beaten and he's in like a very it's sexually suggestive. He's not naked, but he's got a leash on and he's got bruises and somebody's holding his chin. And it's like, this is like something that people don't talk about. Like,
God, the
women-
My Hero fandom is just as bad.
I can, like, it's just like, they're all minors. But like, people like, the
And
more
I'll
more
take this
obvious.
stance right now. Tumblr ruined JoJo.
Go on.
Because they obviously on Tumblr ship those men. We went through this. And then other people attack people on Tumblr for shipping said men. And then it's just kind of this like shipping piss match.
I've seen like Jotaro literally being fucked by his stan, and I just felt like really and it feels like weird. And I think like the weirdest thing is like you can't like immediately go like, oh, Jotaro is a minor, because like his art, because like he's drawing away, it's like, oh, he's big and powerful, so you think, oh, he's an adult, and like and you have to like bring yourself back to like, oh, he's a minor. He's canonically a minor, so all this is just gross. Unless you... Well, depends when they pick him up. But that's not the point. The point being, specifically for part 3, I'm speaking about specifically that part. That's kind of weird. And also, Kakyomi. Like, those two are minors. They're in high school. And people just don't talk about, like you saw like on the airplane, like the flight attendants like, oh, getting like swooned by these two men, you're like, oh, that's kind of funny. But then it gets weird when you think that these are 17-year-olds and these are probably like 20, 30-year-old women just like losing their shit over boys. That's weird.
That's kind of like just a JoJo trope, I think.
Just is kind of fun like that. But like it's like,
No, like the Joestars being good with women, like being flirts. 'Cause Joseph was one, Jonathan was one. Although Jonathan was loyal to what's her face, not Erica. What's her name?
Erina.
Erina. Yeah.
Dude, Joseph is just like, Joseph's like funny because he's just like a really horny. He's like really horny. Like when not all the time, but like he's just like he gets to have like these very like oh yeah he's just like a kid. He's like a teenager, and he's like oh let me just look in here like that. It's like it's kind of funny, but like where's I going with this?
I don't know.
Jonathan's Wild Women. Justice not bad. He's not too weird. He's just like constantly. He's not like. He's not chivalrous, so he's like. He isn't just like a bad dude that's like. He's not a douchebag. He's just like funny, and it's like in a funny way how he interacts with women. That's how I perceive it. Because like when he's like, "Oh, just break your teeth, kill her," it's like. After like saying all that, he forgets that, and then she slaps him, and I just think that's like good. That's like good writing. That's like good character. Where are like some other fandoms that are like kind of creepy? Okay, I heard this
Undertale.
one. Huh?
Yeah.
What, you don't like skeletons? Or are you talking about like the main character?
Both. Cause like
What, you don't like skeletons? Huh?
no,
You
I'm
afraid of his skeleton? Huh?
talking about like they're brothers,
Oh.
and that's
What about-
that was present in Homestuck too. It was
Shipping brothers.
yeah.
Yeah, but I would assume that one was like a big ship. It was like a very small one.
It wasn't hard to find. Like stuff for it.
What about I think like Toriel and like either the main character or her kid?
Oh no.
I've seen that a lot. And like I get it. Goat MILF. I'll admit, it's pretty cool. Just like when you think harder about like what you're looking at, especially like incest. Incest is weird. That shouldn't be like a like it's why is incest so easy to find, especially mainstream porn?
I can't answer that question because I don't really watch porn.
How come? You've heard like, oh, what are you doing, stepbro? Because like, that's like they always do it. It's like, oh, my stepmom, my stepdad, my step uncle, I guess. It's always that, and it's like really weird. It's especially weird. Like, you can't have like a girlfriend, you can't have like a wife, you can't have a partner. It's always your sister or your mom. Why?
I can't comment on this. It's out of my expertise. I'm sorry.
I think like being horny takes away too many morals. Like I know like I'm like if I'm horny, a lot of my morals get stripped just so I can like not be offended by what I'm looking at. And you know it's like normal, I guess. Like you know, you're not thinking about the logistics. You're not thinking like, oh, they're actually this age. Especially when you think like, oh wait, why is this person saying like, oh, I have to go to high school. I'm going to school. That's weird. You don't think about these lines, but they're intentional, and I think that just goes to show we need to take away all the assets in the porn industry and redistribute them to the workers.
Eat the rich.
It's like some socialism applied to the porn industry. Actually, that sounds funny, but now that I think about it, why wouldn't we want that? It'd probably make better porn. probably be a little bit less interesting.
Alright, let's switch away from this subject, please.
Bad movies. Can you think of a bad movie off the top of your head? And not like oh, it's so bad it's good. Like it's just like mediocre.
Just a boring movie. The Wreck-It Ralph sequel. Is that a hot take?
I think it's like, yeah, actually, I'll give you that one. Because, like, I didn't watch it, but I know the plot is like, oh, they have to go to the internet and then they do a bunch of internet memes.
But, like,
And,
there's
like-
a stale one.
Oh, fuck yeah. They're all just like, this would be a movie that would fucking blow away people in the early 2000s. Like, oh, this is the times. But, like,
But now,
a decade
Zoomerman?
after, who the fuck cares? Goat? Who the fuck has laughed at a goat in the last 10 years? I'm sorry, last 2 years. Especially when that movie came out. I think it was so cringy. And the plot of being like, Ralph going from like a regular friend to like being weirdly possessive was like, it was really weird, especially because they kind of look like more like a dad-daughter kind of like thing, even though they're just friends. They're like friends.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was like kind of creepy. I can't think of like anything, because like I don't watch a lot of movies. I can't think of anything that was just mediocre. I think like I've been like forced to watch Christian movies, and like there's something about them. And like I think everyone's like, if you look at them, it's like, oh, they're not really a movie. They're just a vessel to preach things, which isn't like a hot take. That's what they are, and that's why they make money. But, like I remember this one. It was like, I think it was like a sheriff and his daughter died in a car crash, and he coached football or something. I hated it. It kind of sucked, and like it just didn't hit right. Shit, my phone. I'm just destroying everything around me. It's great. But like those movies, like I hate, cause like they're not fun. They don't have like action. They just want you to agree with them, and they don't give you the means to agree with them. They just say this is how things have to be, and that's boring. Especially when they stop and be like, "Oh, Jesus, nice cock." It's not a movie. Do you think Jesus was attractive?
I think some depictions of Jesus are attractive, but only because he reminds me of Obi-Wan.
I can agree with that actually. That like wise hobo look.
That's essentially Jesus' whole character.
Exactly. But like, first of all, he's black. We know this. History can tell you this. And basically, if you think about geography and where he's born, he is black. Or at least Arab.
Yeah.
Second, like, honestly, I think he probably looked like a bit ugly.
Well,
Or at least, like, standard. I don't think he'd be really attractive. Actually, no, scratch that. I think he's slightly attractive. By today's standards, nowhere near it. Like, not very attractive, but, like, if you think, like, there's no, like, really strong cosmetic stuff, he'd be attractive. Like, no hair gel, you know? Just, like, not smelling like shit. That'd be pretty... I'm sure he was, like, he was attractive, and I bet all right, this is I'm sure this is the truth, and I nobody can tell me otherwise. He 100% fucked that prostitute he hung out with. I'm sorry, that's just canon. What do you think? Do you think he fucked that prostitute?
I don't think I should comment.
So what you're saying is yes, and since you're Catholic, that means this is coming from the source that yes, Jesus did in fact bang Mary Magdalene to kingdom come, and that sounds like a great double entendre.
Wasn't Mary Magdalene?
I think that was her name.
No, wasn't she like cousins with Jesus' mom?
I don't think so. I think they were unrelated, to my knowledge.
For sure.
But if they weren't, this explains why porn is so incesty. It's in the Bible. Okay. The Adam and Eve story. That can't work ever. And that's not like I don't think that's controversial to say. That Adam and Eve literally couldn't happen because their kids would be too inbred to continue the human race. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like especially like with like last 10 years, people have been like, okay, that 100% didn't happen. But there's like a very sizable, it's not like as vocal as it was like a couple years ago, but like a sizable portion of like religious people who like, oh yeah, 100%. There were definitely two people that were made out of dust, and one of them was made out of a bone, and then they ate some really weird fruit, and now we can't have fun stuff. Like, that doesn't really make sense. And like, if you think about things logically, so I don't get it. Perhaps you can comment a little bit.
I don't know, because you're also talking to a scientist. So.
I'm sorry. When did you get that credential?
When I signed up for school.
I don't think that's how that works.
I am a scientist. We knew. But, no, I agree with you. I think, like, the way it operates for me is more like symbolism. And
Maybe.
cause like their family tree essentially is what, like they're the main characters of the Bible, their family trees.
Yes, I guess they are. Wait, was her. I feel like I don't like my hands.
What can you do about that?
Surgery.
I guess.
That sounds good. I want, cause like I've always looked at my hands like, oh, these are nice, kind of woman hands, right? They're like not very long, they're not hairy, they're not really thick, and like have that weirdly thick pinky. They have like nice and thin looking. But then I keep on remember like when I compare my hand to yours, and I was like, oh shit, my hand's long as fuck. Like now I think like my fingers are long.
You shouldn't be comparing your hands to mine, though. I'm not a very good comparison.
No, you have woman hands though. I want woman hands. I feel like, man, if I was really a little bit more, if I felt like a serial killer, that'd feel like a very interesting statement, wouldn't it? I just want woman hands. My collection's almost complete. I have man and child. But like, I feel like most like women's features, I feel like I want on myself. It's like I'm short, which is like, you know, it sucks. That's the absolute worst thing I could have gotten out of the deal. But like I could have had like better hips. I could have had less body hair. I could have softer skin as well. But nah. Didn't really get any of that. I just got height and my great personality.
Are you saying it's a woman thing to have bad personality?
I said great personality.
Yeah, but the way you intonated it made it seem.
You think I put that much thought into that statement? Alright, that would be a man thing. Men think. Oh, wasn't that... Why? What? Why did men... Well, I know why men... There's like, oh, men think women just like makeup and doing the dishes. It's just like who in their right mind would be like, well, somebody that wants power, but like who would believe that? Who would believe that? Yes, women, you love the dishes.
Boomers.
True. Alright, you want something like? Have you ever heard of boomer like couples speak? It's hard to say couples, because like they're just you think of like grandparents, like, oh, they're in a relationship, but like they're like, how did you make it last so long? He's like, yeah, just don't leave. That's kind of terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, well, like, I've always thought it's funny because, like, in the Catholic Church, it's, not, you can't get a divorce.
Yeah, it's not very kosher, I've heard.
Yeah. And I just think it's so funny because my Catholic family, like...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to make matters worse, my mom is Protestant.
I had a feeling. I don't really... Because I didn't think like, oh, yeah, your mom's definitely Catholic.
No, she's not.
She seems like the type.
She's Protestant. But not avid practicing at all. We are not church people at my mother's.
Yeah, that sounds like Protestant to me. You were saying?
Well, I just think it's funny because, like, the Protestants split from the Catholics, and hey, that happened in my family too.
Good one. I'll admit, that's That's like symbolic. Uh, I don't know. I feel like it's like such a dumb idea. Like divorce bad. Like, nah, it really isn't. Divorce is like just like. I think the most like, the farthest I will go with my idea is like marriage. Just abolish marriage. Just don't get married anymore, idiots. It's so much simpler. Why invest in a document to legalize your relationship? It doesn't make sense to me.
The tax benefits.
But like then, like that, it's like so fucking weird. Especially like if you think like a divorce. I can't think of like a clean divorce that's ever happened. It's so fucking.
The thing that's always like messed with me is like people can be civil after divorce. Certainly did not happen.
I've never seen anyone that's been civil to anyone after they've divorced them. I can say that much.
My stepdad and his ex-wife were always on good terms. Like, I met his ex-wife, and she was super nice.
You know, that's good. That just sounds like nice people. But like, I don't know. Just doesn't. I immediately think, oh, if you get divorced, it's always got to be messy. It's always got to be mad, and you're always gonna have to hate each other afterwards.
Oh, yeah, that's what I think too.
I think people like especially don't break off like when you get married, you fucked yourself because now you're gonna have to like legitimize this to everyone around you and be like, oh no, I did. It's not like, oh, I broke up with them. It's like I had to get a divorce, and people like turn their heads at divorce.
Yeah. Plus, divorce is expensive. If your family's like mine and you have like 30 legal fees.
I don't remember much about the legality of my parents' divorce. I remember experiencing it. It was kind of weird because that was like the first time I've ever seen my dad sleep in the basement because he always slept on the couch, which probably was, you know, signs of greatness to come. But like it was really weird because that's the first time I ever heard my dad snore. It was terrifying.
Oh, dude, my dad snores. He is legitimately the worst.
I think I'm starting to like. I'm not snoring, but like I start to, like when I breathe in, I make that fucking noise, and I do it unintentionally sometimes. And I think, oh my god, I'm old.
No, I just talk in my sleep, so I got that going for me.
I just don't sleep. Just take the extra out. When I sleep, I don't.
Can't have any quirky things go on in the night if the night never comes.
Oh no, I do a bunch of crazy things in the night. It's just not one sleeping.
I see. Just afraid of the ball, no you won't be there at all, no you won't be there, and oh my god, I hope you're falling apart, my god, I hope you're falling low, my god, I hope you're falling apart, it's good. Alright, we're gonna draw mac and cheese noodle boys.
Alright boys, we're making mac and cheese. What if McDonald's make mac and cheese?
Make mac and cheese?
Mick and Mac. Mick Mac. Mick Mac.
Make mac!
That's okay. It tastes like shit. We know that, but it would be so fucking funny just to go Mick Mac. My Big Mac and my Mick Mac. What would you? That sounds gross.
And then they would market a burger with mac and cheese on it.
Actually, I remember that in like high school. That should taste good.
That mac and cheese burger was, yes. I like the like chicken one with the chips on it.
That doesn't ring a bell to me. I only remember the spicy chicken sandwich, which wasn't that spicy. Ketchup's like shit. That was the blandest spice I've had in a while. That was bad. White people shouldn't be allowed to make spicy food.
American spicy food isn't really spicy.
Even if it's spicy,
in all
it's
fairness.
bland. It's like a very meh taste. I think like we need more black cookie in the world. It's like that's just good. And even I feel like I would love the ability to have black cooking a little bit more consistently in my life. But I don't know where I'd get it.
I don't know. I think we're hitting a plateau soon. We might be done. Not right now, but we've got probably another half an hour worth of work ahead of us. And I gotta take a math quiz tomorrow. We're getting up an hour earlier than usual to take this math quiz.
What you're describing doesn't sound like a plateau. It sounds like a wall you're describing. Which is horizontal, which is like a flat surface, but it's vertical, not horizontal.
You're right, walls are vertical.
Yes. Walls do wall. Ice.
I think we're just hitting that point in the night where I can't form as many cohesive thoughts.
Yeah, that'd be a wall, right? Like people say you like I'm hitting the wall. I've never heard anyone say plateau. So plateau means you're steady, not going down.
No, plateaus. Hey Siri. Oh, where'd he go? What's a plateau?
In geology and physical geography,
Mate, it's your camera mover.
a high plain or a tableland is an area of a highland consisting of flat terrain that is raised sharply above the surrounding area on at least one side. Want to hear more?
No, thank you.
So I'm right. You didn't know this?
I don't know what a plateau is.
It's a mountain with the top flattened out.
I get canyons and plateaus confused.
I'll give you canyon. You know what? I'll give you canyon. I can see you describing being tired as going into a canyon. It sounds a bit dumb, but you know what? You can have that. That's for you.
Epic, thank you. That's my problem. I've been saying epic a lot. And I don't know where I picked it up from. Because no one I watch says it.
You've hit your boomer. You're making callbacks to your childhood.
Did we really say epic that much?
I think it was disgustingly prevalent. I wasn't a part of it because I wasn't really a part of anything back then.
Well, I didn't say it back then either.
Well, it's not about saying it back then. It's about saying it now.
That's true. Look at this impressionistic as frick mac and cheese container. You probably can't see it. It might be underneath.
Why is it dripping?
What do you mean?
Why is the mac and cheese hanging out of the bowl? Did you cook that mac and cheese?
That's like a wrapper. Sorry. Give it a minute.
all I can imagine is you accidentally like rubbing your eyes and just getting paint in your eyes.
No.
What do you mean no? You can't just say no.
I would know if there was paint in my eyes.
Would you know if there's paint in your hands when you go to rub your eye?
Yeah, because I can feel it.
But would you be conscious when you rub your eye?
Hopefully.
That's the thing. Like when you like do things, what is it about like wanting to? How often does one touch their face?
You know, I do it too often, I think. I think Corona helped get me, like, out of this habit.
It didn't help me at all because I didn't have to worry about it. Once again, detached from reality.
Yeah. See, I almost want to give my art teacher, like, the link to my channel and be like, hey, I've been doing my whole process, live. But then
Twitch.
my biggest fear is she decides to check out my channel and, like, tunes in while we're discussing, like,
Redstone project.
yeah, like something cursed. And then I have to explain to her, oh no, it'd be like that.
I actually don't know this person. They just keep on hacking into my computer and talking.
Yeah. Ah, okay, my brush is stuck. Never mind, it won't forget this time.
You ever go to Pizza Hut and they have like those really chewable mints?
Mm-hmm.
God, those are the best mints. It's like they're so soft. Like when you bind them, they just kind of like. It feels like it isn't one solid piece of candy. It's like a bunch of tiny pieces of candy, just like stacked on top of each other. Right?
Sure. I don't really eat Pizza Hut mints, so I'll take your word for it.
It's been years since I've had one. I just remember it so well because they were like, it was such a thing whenever I was there. It's just like, oh, just keep grabbing mints because they taste so good.
See, I don't know. I just like, I've never been a mint person. Like, I hate mint chip ice cream so much.
Really?
Yeah, it ruins ice cream.
I'm just like,
What, taken aback? Is that a bad
I've never heard
opinion?
someone say they hate mint ice cream.
I genuinely hate mint chip ice cream so much.
What kind of ice cream do you eat?
Usually just chocolate.
Chocolate ice cream is usually bad.
It depends. Like, if it's too rich, inedible. But, there's some chocolate ice cream that's, like, so freaking good.
I don't think I've had really good chocolate ice cream ever. It's always like, I feel like it's not complex enough.
Oh, you're missing out.
Okay, alright. How about like cheesecake ice cream? Where like,
I'm not a big fan of cheesecake either.
what?
I don't really like cheesecake.
Take that back?
No,
No, fuck you. That cheesecake is the best.
no, it's really not.
I feel like I'm liking cheesecake less, but I still think like it's like the best dessert. Especially when you get like really fresh.
You think it's the best dessert?
Yeah, honestly. I don't think there's anything that I like more.
I love cake.
I don't know. Cake's weird to me because I feel like cake can be like too fat. You know, it's like there's just like there's something wrong with it. It sticks to your mouth too much and it feels like you're choking.
I get that, but at the same time,
Mm.
it's very good.
Okay. You know those like sugar cookies that you get at, like this like the
Myers?
store? Yeah.
With the frosting?
Yeah. That's like I don't get when people say oh that cookie sucks. Like no, that's the best. That's like one of the best cookies.
Yeah, that was like the highlight. If some kid brought those in for their birthday, I was automatically like, hell yeah, today's a good day.
It's like the frosting's just right.
Yeah,
It's like it's really thin.
but also not.
Yeah. It's like it's just and like the cookie is really good. But like it's like it crumbles away, right?
Tap, tap, tap.
I can't think of like other like good cookies. I know they exist, but like there's something. It's like it's hard to find a good cookie.
I don't know. I always love the cookies around Christmas time. I think Christmas cookies have the most potential to be good.
I've made Christmas cookies basically every year, and not once have I made anything that remotely resembles good. But God, is it fun!
I just like baking though too.
I like being able to like just eat the frosting after you're done.
Oh,
Like any leftover.
yeah.
Like if there's leftover frosting, you don't put it on a cookie. You just eat it
You
out the
eat
top.
it, yeah.
And like that's like, if you eat like cookie icing like any other time of the year, people look at you kind of weird. But if you eat it
During
right then there,
Christmas.
it's like, oh yeah.
Indulge in the Christmas spirit. Got your name. Name looks exactly the same. Tap, 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 you know. Tell me it's okay. But I jumped right off the map. Falling in everything. Oh, that was the wrong brush that I cleaned.
Okay. What if you just remove people's lips? Just the lips.
Why?
Show off those pearly whites.
See, I think lips are attractive, so...
I like, yeah, but like I think it'd be. I remember I was just like looking in the mirror. And I was like, what would happen if you just exposed a little
just
bit more
yoink
teeth?
them off, or...
Yeah, just like especially only on the top bit. I think like that would look the best. I don't know. I just liked how it looked. Just chop off my lips right here.
Yeah. Do it on screen. Can I get a hype train for lip chopping?
What do you do with it after the fact? Do you put it on your bottom lip?
What?
Make a really fat bottom lip.
I guess that's up to you what you do, right?
I just remember seeing like a fake lip, and it really weird. Like, I think it was like on a makeup channel. It's like, oh, it was like silicone for a lip. Like, how the fuck do you like? No, wait, it wasn't silicone. It's like I can only describe it as like putty
Okay,
or something.
okay, I got a thing. On the
Mhm.
topic of lips. One thing I don't understand why it's popular, or why it was a beauty trend, lip filler. I don't think it's attractive.
Oh, you mean like when people make their lips bigger?
Yeah.
I think I can see like, oh, plump lips are like kind of fine, but like I feel like they always fuck it up. There's never the right amount. I think just like it's like they like if I look at our Kardashians, I think, oh my god, they look fucking hideous. They probably feel alright, but like they look hideous. They look like fish.
Yeah, that's honest. I see it.
I think like the absolute best. Like if I think like, oh, what should lipstick? If you like lips, I think black lipstick is better than lip filler. It's better than red lipstick too.
Oh,
but like
I
just
love
like,
black lipstick.
Mm.
Granted, that was all I wore in middle school, but
I don't believe that statement. I don't know why. I just can't see you with black lipstick. You don't seem edgy enough.
you've literally seen pictures of me in black lipstick.
I forgot those memories. It's still like that was cosplay though. That's different in my head. I don't see you as like casually wearing black lipstick.
No, I think when I do my makeup, I always do a black lip, just because it makes my teeth look whiter.
I guess that makes sense.
Because like, I already have like a lot of pink undertones in my skin, so like, pink makeup and like reds don't typically look the best on me.
Mhm.
So I always have to go with cool tones, but I never want to use like blue because it's not the 90s. You know.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not really good with makeup. I don't understand things. No, black people makeup just doesn't exist apparently, and it's kind of weird. Speaking of which, I don't. Maybe I just don't look into it. I don't know how black women do their makeup. Like,
Same way anyone else does.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It just doesn't seem as noticeable to me.
It depends on the brand, because I think a lot aren't. It depends on like how pigmented it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not pigmented, it's not going to show up.
Maybe.
As well.
I think they have like. I think they make the only examples that come to mind are like really good like eyeliner. But like that's it. Also a lot of sparkles, which is like I don't know how like sparkly you would describe your makeup, but like I think like black women just have like really sparkly makeup to make up for like the lack of like most colors.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it, I've never seen a black woman with goth makeup.
Perhaps Google it.
Nah, I like to imagine it doesn't exist.
Ever let it go when you had the answer? You were there alone. You left the door open. I'm convinced this song
That's
is a Full Metal
DMC.
Alchemist. A Full
What?
Metal Alchemist reference. This is
Elaborate.
not DMCA.
Sing it again. Dare ya? Huh? I double dog dare ya.
I swear to God, it's not. If the band themselves says it's fine to use their music streaming, and
you're just using that. Okay. You can never be too sure.
I appreciate your concern. This will get copywritten on YouTube. almost instantaneously. But
Exactly.
we'll be fine here.
Until the vibe goes up. Then who knows?
Oh, like last time, only like 2 songs in the VOD got claimed, so I've been meaning to actually reach out to Good Kid. But I don't want them to see my channel.
No. You wanna wait on that one.
Yeah. Cause like my biggest fear is, they watch this, they realized like how much, one, of a big nerd I am,
Mhm.
2, how much I absolutely like obsess over their music. Which I'm sure they appreciate. Don't get me wrong. But like, I feel weird.
I think like it'd be weird to like reach out to people, like especially people like that have a platform that you like admire and be like, hey, look at this thing I'm doing. That's
Well,
like
it wouldn't be like, look at this thing. It'd be like, hey, I'm using your music for X, Y, and Z, but this song keeps getting blocked, or portions of my stream where I've used your music have been muted. Are there like certain songs that aren't safe under DMCA? You know, and more just having that conversation.
maybe, but it is like this just thing. Maybe if you just didn't like their music as much, it'd be easier.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just stop liking things, idiot.
Listen, this is all I listened to sophomore year of high school. And the phase
Was
just
it?
never stopped. Yeah. Well, no, I had a very big musical phase my sophomore year of high school.
Why? I'm sorry. I think musicals suck.
I'm sorry. Take it up with 15-year-old me.
Build a time machine just to go and insult your taste in music.
I listen to more than J-pop now, though, so that's cool. Although, like, my music listening comes and goes in, like, phases.
Elaborate.
Like, one week it'll be like, I only want to listen to the Polish Cow song. Absolutely nothing else. Please. For, like, a week straight. And then it'll be like, he waits for
Russian.
Los Animals for, 30 hours right now. And I'm doing that. And, you know, just fun things like that. Right now, it's probably, and yeah, like, let's listen to Russian indie folk, even though I don't speak any Russian
Yet.
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 Привет.
I don't know enough Russian words to make a rhyme after that, so that's where it dies.
I feel bad. I was supposed to meet a very important athlete at school today. We had like a guest coming in who was supposed to be competing at Tokyo.
Mhm.
And I missed it.
It's not like they'll get a gold medal or anything, it's fine. I hope that ages poorly, but
Although, there's talk that the team might go to Tokyo this summer. Which is a pretty pog champ, so if I can bring a +1, I'll make sure somehow you can sneak up.
+1 and you can't. Just put me in your bag. Put my feet in a separate bag though, they smell.
Okay.
Alright, I don't know how I feel about like I don't know if I've like especially Japan I feel like I feel really out of place, especially since I couldn't find anyone to speak the language. Probably in most places. So I'd feel like I'd just be like a big hindrance to everything because it'd be like, hey, can you tell them this thing? And I'd probably try to get you to say a lot of funny things as well. Of course. Especially, hey, where does one buy hentai in this city?
変態はどこにですか?
Thank you. I'm gonna need you to practice that line. Actually, where wouldn't I buy hentai while I'm in Japan? I mean,
Akihabara, probably.
is that a website, a place,
It's a
store?
part of Tokyo, yeah. I think.
Obviously, if I buy hentai in Japan, I have to bring you with me, just for the meme.
Oh, I would 100% come with. No joke. And I think, especially if you go under the context of for the Olympics, they're going to be equipped with more English speakers.
Okay, yeah, it is a lot of tourism. It tends to usually destabilize the fuck out of an economy, I think, and then it destroys the city that it has. But you know what? Other than those things, pretty epic.
See, was your family ever one to watch the Olympics though?
Not really. I remember No, I've never once followed the Olympics. I think about it. I think I've been oh, let's look at track a little bit. I think it's been on the TV. Never, ever, ever have we sat down as a family and been like, hey, look, the Olympics. Let's all invest time and our emotional investment into our country. Never once. I don't know how many gold medals have been won while I've been alive.
I see.
No, Usain Bolt exists.
Yeah.
And honestly, I root for him a lot more than I would any American runner. Just because. Why not? I know there was that black woman that got a gold medal, I think. I don't remember who it was.
Didn't the Williams compete in... Or no, Simone Biles. Gymnastics.
Oh, her, yeah. I don't even know her name. I didn't hear about it until after the fact. I didn't know anything about it. I'm just thinking about how I don't think I've ever especially on camera, never ever gotten angry at a game. I kind of feel a little bit proud about that. I'm just never angry.
Yeah, I don't necessarily get angry at games. They definitely frustrate me. But I'm not necessarily one to project all that anger.
I feel like I'm trying to project the anger just to make better content, because everyone loves seeing somebody get angry at a game. I don't know why. I don't really get it, but apparently people like that. So might as well. But I'm not angry. I don't think I've ever gotten I think the angriest I've gotten is not anger, but it just made me almost cry.
Oh.
Thank you. I was the only thing that really makes me angry is when other people get unreasonably mad at games. Like, they just seem like fucking nerds. Like, oh wow, you're angry that I died? Well, you died too. So, what the fuck do you want me to say?
You know, that's valid. I don't necessarily like people who, like, take their anger out physically on, like, the things they own when, they get mad at a game. Like, my brother, breaks his controllers.
I think I've broken one controller, and I don't think it was because of a game. I think I was mad at my little brother. But honestly, I think that's more entertaining. So I like watching people break their things.
I mean, maybe, but, like, I always feel bad because I think about, like, all the money. Oh, that's the wrong color. Look at that. Whoops. There's a bit of latency.
Blue?
Yeah, just right there.
Blue.
Honest man, I wasn't at all.
What if everything around me is a figment of my imagination? Like every sound I hear is not real, and I'm merely just wandering in a daze in a field.
I don't like that. Let me preface with I'm not schizophrenic, but like, sometimes it's a little hard to tell what's real and what's not. And it's not fun. Although if I am schizophrenic, we'll know within like 2 years.
Ah, yes.
Same with you.
I feel like I hear a lot of things, and like I think for the first time last night, I thought I heard like something in my hallway, and I didn't. I was like, oh shit, I think I'm hearing something, and I just looked at my door. I didn't get out of my bed. I didn't get up. I did what I always do when I think I'm hearing things. I just put on my headphones and like watch something, so I can calm down and go to sleep.
God, I was hearing things on the plane today. Like I kept
Well, you were on
thinking
a
the
plane.
captain was speaking when he wasn't.
Interesting.
And so I kept like taking off my headphones because like it's like, oh, I need to listen, and then taking them off only to like not need them or not need to have taken them off.
Mhm.
And it was so frustrating because I did it like 3 times.
Two-hour flight 3 times, too much. If you did it 4th time, I swear you have opened up the airlock and just jumped off the plane.
I do want to go skydiving one day.
I don't.
Really?
I don't know. There's like I think too much in my mind. It's like too much could go wrong, and also I think the feeling of like falling from a great height would like instill like the feel like, oh my god, I'm dying right now, because I've only been able to like think of that as like dying. Plus, like the only times I've thought of like, oh, I want to fall from a great height is also when I wanted to jump off buildings. So I don't like thinking like that, and like I instantly associate the two with like dying.
I just want to know what the sensation feels like.
Probably
We're not
like
going to
fall.
comment on the rest of that statement, but like I just think it would be fun. like, I don't want to be shot, but I don't want to. I want to know what it feels like.
I mean, the road to recovery wouldn't be too long, I suppose. So you
No,
could
depends
do it.
where I got shot.
Sorry.
Thigh, did you say, or side?
Thigh. Specific the thigh. I
Oh, that would
associate like,
hurt. That would hurt so much.
yeah, but at least you know how it feels.
That's exactly. That's very.
I
true.
feel like it would hurt wherever you got shot. I don't get why you especially like, oh, that would hurt. Like anything else is better.
I feel like somewhere, like the thighs are more sensitive than other parts of the body. I guess
Since when? Since when? I'm sorry. My
they
thighs.
are for me. I don't know about yours.
I think that's. It sounds a bit sexist, but I think that's a woman thing. Because I know, like, a common depiction of like foreplay is like just grabbing women's thighs.
Oh yeah.
So like,
No, that's 100% a thing. Honestly,
right?
like I won't comment. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. I'll say it off
After
stream.
stream, after stream.
I'll say it off stream.
I wonder. I feel like there's not a limit. To, like,
Oh.
what would eras like not censored?
Sorry, I was gonna talk about Big Bird's cousins, but
No.
have you seen that thing going around about Big Bird's like multiverse?
No. What?
Google it right now. Google Big Bird's Mexican cousin.
I want it. I expect racism somehow.
No, it's Sesame Street.
Yeah, that's why. Big birds. Who's it? Fuck is that? Is that parrot?
It's a Big Bird's cousin,
Alberto Montoya.
and he's got a Turkish cousin, and a Portuguese cousin, and a Dutch cousin, and
Holy shit. Big Bird's family. Is that a grandma? Holy shit. Actually, holy shit. I got a whole fucking chart. Gabrieldo, Minkus, Alberto, Big Bird, Pino, Caponte. Caponte. Brazil, Turkey, Mexico, Netherlands, and Spain. Holy shit, there's a bigger list. Hold on. Holy shit. What I found. Okay, we got country after. We got those Palpas, Danino, Tacotita, Samson. I think Samson's a gorilla or bear. I can't tell. Zelly Baba, Basili, Alilardo, which is a dinosaur, and then we have fucking Keepy Ben Keepop. No, I'm Espiniti and Ben. Espy and Ben. Fuck you. And what's this last one? Boomba. Okay, Boomba is kind of a nice name, I'll admit. Okay, so we got Brazil. Alright, Papas is from Portugal. Da Niao is China. I pronounced it wrong. Taco Tita is France. How the fuck is Samson is German for some reason. Silly
that's weird, 'cause
Baba.
I don't associate Samson with like being a German name.
I know it seems
Sounds
too
very
Bible.
American.
you and I have very different interpretations of the name Samson.
Yeah, why'd you associate it with the Bible?
Because I was taken to a musical.
The Samson musical?
I texted you a picture of it, didn't I?
No.
Well, it's kind of shit, so it's fine. Actually, no, it was actually, I'll give them credit. It may have been a Bible story, but they fucking pulled it off. They did really good production. It's like a huge stadium. There was like a bird. They had fucking, they had like.
Was it one of Big Bird's cousins?
Maybe in the back. I think there's maybe the elephants. Like they had a bunch of fucking animals there, and like they had like this very large like. It wasn't just like a stage. It kind of extended off the stage, like to the sides a bit. So it felt like there was a lot of room to work with, which really helped their production. I'll admit, very good. But yeah, story sucks, but production's great. They really put a lot of money into it for some reason. Anyways, Zelia Baba is from Russia. Basili is from Poland. Albelardo is from Mexico, but he's just. Oh wait, he's the thing before the parrot. That's kind of creepy. I don't know how it's pronounced. Espinete from Spain. It's just a giant porcupine. And then Israel has their own porcupine called Kipi Ben Kipod, which is just too long a name, to be honest. And then Boomba is from India. And honestly, he's the most fabulous of them all. I'll be honest, a pink lion, respectable. Anywho.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because it's been like trending recently. I forget
Holy shit.
what we were originally talking about.
Big Bird, you live in different. They're on Twitter? They made a tweet?
Yeah.
This is fucking a delicious day. I thought it said a delicious baby. That's weird.
The lore.
Like, is this just a crossover event?
No, it's canon.
Like, I know it's like this is just a crossover in the real life though. This isn't even like an episode. This is straight up just like
the way Sesame Street works is like they have specific characters tailored towards the needs of a certain country. So like
right.
I forget what country has it, but like one Sesame Street has an HIV positive character to show kids like a person living with HIV.
Right.
And so like all these big birds kind of represent that to some extent, you know.
They're like, hey, not every country wants a big yellow bird. And since we're already changing the language, and I'm assuming some of the cast, you might as well just change the bird. Muppet. There's a Muppet Wiki! He met his cousin Big Bird for the first time after looking for him all over the... Holy shit, there's lore? He's 4. This bright fucker is 4 years old. Actually, holy shit, he guest starred on Sesame Street in '97. Holy shit, there's so much lore.
For as long as Sesame Street's been running.
Okay, but they haven't changed Big Bird, for the American version at least. Which...
No, I don't think they've changed much of the original cast.
I think they had, like, elephants that they got rid of.
Oh, the fuzzy lads? With, like, the sticky eyes?
It looks like they need to be put down, to be honest. But yeah, those guys. By the way, did you know they got divorced? the elephants got a divorce. No, I think that was a canceled episode. I think.
Maybe it was to teach kids about, I don't know, divorce?
Yeah, that's like such a weird thing. I think that was like the episode that they couldn't air because like you can't just show kids divorce.
I think Mr. Rogers tackled it really
Mis-
well.
I never watched Mr. Roger.
I know, but like I like go through phases on YouTube where I just like watch like top 10 like darkest moments in kids cartoons because like I'm edgy.
Mm.
And one of them is always like when I'm in that rabbit hole, they always bring up the Mr. Rogers divorce episode. So I don't know why.
Mr. Rogers was like, oh, I'm gonna say like Mr. Rogers like you can't like don't softball kids too hard, okay? Wait, hold on. Don't. You can tackle a bit tougher topics with kids. They can handle it. And I think that's like something that feels a bit lost. Cause like I think like a lot of TV shows, like the things we grew up with, they were fucking cool. Ben 10, we had like Adventure Time, we had like regular show, all that shit was like they tackled some like interesting topics.
Yeah.
And like now they just like they feel like they don't have the teeth.
Alright, I think I'm nearing the finish line. I'm gonna put this in a full light and see what looks off.
Hmm?
But I honestly just kind of want to be done, so I might just call it.
Yes?
Yes?
I'm sorry, you just looked back at the camera like there was something you wanted to say.
Oh, no. There's hair in this. What?
Just keep looking back.
I'm not doing it on purpose. It's because I have my reference image also pulled up.
Ah, that makes sense.
So I'm flipping between.
Many people have died on television.
What?
Many people have died on television.
Who died on television?
No. How many people have died on television? Like a number.
Oh, I don't know. That's a dark thought.
Like, I'm not talking about, like, news, because, like, that'd be too many for me to care for. I'm talking about, like live shows. It's gotta be, like, at least 5.
I feel like I just need to bring a little bit of light into that, and then there needs to be like just a light piece right here. I chose arguably like the hardest thing to do, so hopefully my teacher will be understanding. I'm sure she will.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't, just because. I don't even know this person. I just think it'd be funny.
Well, like, I feel kind of bad because I like fundamentally disagree with some of her painting techniques because they're just not ones I use.
You're one of those kids.
So I just kind of do my own thing, and 9 times out of 10 it turns out good. But then I have paintings like this where I'm like fighting it the entire time.
Mhm. Perhaps you're just not a versatile artist.
Oh, that's absolutely true. Okay, that's why I'm not an art major. I almost went to art school. Maddie at art school?
Betty dropping out of art school and committing genocide? What?
No.
Okay. What would it take for you to commit genocide? What line would you have to cross to want to commit genocide?
I don't know. I don't know, like, something that someone could do that would just be, like,
Maybe
so-
not. Somebody doesn't have to do something. It just has to be an event in your life that goes, okay, I just want to just commit genocide.
I feel like someone would have to prompt it, to be honest. I don't think I could just snap.
I feel like I could. I feel like there's like I feel like I could always like if I was like put into like a bad situation, I could have a mental breakdown, and maybe I could be violent in that state. I wouldn't be surprised because of how angry I was in middle school.
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna bring this into the light again. I think I want to almost call it, but at the same time,
But you're not done.
well, this is as done as it's gonna get. She said not to do detail. I pushed the shadows a little bit more. I don't know what else she wants from me.
Respect? I don't.
I respect her. She decided she liked painting enough to make it a career, so. Or like teaching other kids.
And she got into an actual one that can pay. She's not like a middle school art teacher, which if you want to, if like I can't think of a sadder fate than to want to do art and then having to teach kids. That seems like the death of like your.
Wasn't that the plot of Soul?
I think there was more to it than that, but yeah, that does seem like the plot to Soul. It's like. I think it's more like a midlife crisis, but also it's always his life. So just crisis. Wait.
Just a girl.
Yeah, that's neat.
Okay. I'm falling apart. It's gonna be the start of what you are.
Let's just put this tab over here, and we will touch that when I want to try and challenge myself again, which could be years from now. So.
My God, I'll be fine in the wall. My God, I'll be fine.
I wonder how much of my life I could change. Which is just like, what?
Theoretically,
how-
everything. Except, like, on the cellular level. Even then, though, we're getting close. Which is horrifying.
Sometimes I think, like, what would I be like if I lived with my dad instead of my mom? Which to do that, it'd be a pretty hard sell. But I think if I went with my dad, I'd be better off successfully. I'd probably just not be as funny. Or I'd be dead. I don't know which.
Do you think though, like I think about it, like if I lived with my mom full time versus my father, like you think your personality would fundamentally change?
I think I'm not sure how much would change. Because, like, I never liked. Like, I live with my mom and my dad. It's like, if I end up with a dad, I'd be better off. But, like, at the same time, I feel like my personality would have to change because I couldn't be, like. Because I think, like, a lot of what I did as a kid was, like. I did. Some of my worst mistakes kind of shaped who I was. And I think if I had gone, I assume, if like some of those mistakes happened while I was living, if I was living with my dad, I would probably have gotten some like more drastic reactions. Like I couldn't have a story of how I sprayed a fire extinguisher around my house and have that be a fun memory. That would be like, I would probably be like probably a super traumatic memory to bring up. Because I 100% think like this. I don't want to say like, oh yeah, my dad would just whip out a belt, but like I can believe from his upbringing that he would like, be like, do something of that nature. Which is like something that would probably really affect how I live my life. So I wonder how my sexuality would change. It's like I don't think under my dad's. If I lived with my dad, I would not be unable. Because like I would have been able to be as exploratory as I was. It's like I got into like I was able to find places on the internet in surprisingly public places in my house. So I it's like that would probably change a lot about me. Would that make me more entertaining or less entertaining? Who's to say?
I can't tell you.
What about you?
I would have gone to a different high school, so I would be an entirely different person. Because I shape my personality around the people I hang out with, so...
Doesn't everyone, though?
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder if if I think about, like, custody, I don't know if I, like, who would have kept the house. So, like, there's a possibility, like, oh, I would be living with, I'd be going to the same high school, I'd go to different, not a lot, set in stone there. But, doesn't matter. To dwell on it, does it?
Okay, lads, I think I'm done. I don't know. Look at this. Look at it for me for a minute. What do you think? It needs.
It looks good. It looks good.
I mean, it's very impressionistic, but we're not going for like hyper realism here.
Right. It's good. You did good, kid.
Thanks, Dad.
Don't ever. Don't.
Don't call me kid then.
No, fuck you. I love calling people kid sport champ. It's
Buckaroo.
So condescending. Yes.
The only thing I need to do is like mellow down this yellow a bit. And then the red in the corner needs to be less orange. Oh, use this red to do that. I would like to say this is the first time I'm painting and not getting it all over my legs and my pants.
Right. It's just seeping onto your desk.
I hope not. I genuinely hope not.
We'll see after the stream.
Yeah, that's an after stream kind of check.
Would you cry if you got paint in your desk?
No, this desk is older than me, so
I feel like I don't know. I just feel like there's like you cry a lot. So I'm not sure.
it's
What?
seldom over like material things. I think
That is true.
it's
You do
always
tears
more
like
the
this at times.
hypothetical and just my own head and like whatever the hell I'm thinking about versus like actual. That's not to say like actual things don't make me cry. It just takes a lot more.
Yes.
Unless I'm on a period, then I will cry about a pen being out of ink.
No. Does that really happen? I wish I could have seen that. That sounds fucking hilarious.
Well, I don't know, like, why, but yeah, it's just
Hormone?
kind of something. When I'm hormonal, it's not
Isn't-
only incredibly obvious, but I just like sorry, I just kind of get so much more emotionally attached to things that shouldn't have emotional attachment.
I don't have a frame of reference for how the norm is, so
Valid. I'm a very special case. Because I absolutely know the way I deal with things emotionally is the furthest thing from healthy.
haha. You and me both. I just feel like I bottle things up a lot more than you. Which
Like,
is like,
I think my thing, I can recognize when I'm bottling things up and then just like kind of force myself to cry and just like give myself like triggers almost.
I don't do that. No. That's right to me. I just fucking throw it to the wind. It usually comes back in my face because the wind blows in that direction, but
Okay, I think we're gonna call it a day.
you did good, kid. You did good.
Wait, I keep like seeing things and I'm like, oh, but the lid needs to be shinier.
The stream just is you putting in minor details until you make a photorealistic image.
I'll have to send you a picture of what my whole setup looks like here in a minute.
Just all the scotch tape and just I can only imagine if there wasn't scotch tape, you'd be using just chewed up gum.
You know, it would work.
Yeah. I guess it would. By the way, bubblegum is a really shit adhesive. I'll just say that. Like I've
Oh, 100%.
because like it's not like the bubblegum can like theoretically stick to things. It's just that because you just chewed it, it's slimy as fuck, and it just can't like hold a good connection between things.
It's like after it dries out that it gets sticky.
I wouldn't say it's after. I think it's sticky between like those two states. I think like when it gets hard, it can handle weight.
Mm. So I gotta test that. I had to download special software on my computer for my physics class, and it lets me track moving objects in videos, and then it graphs their data. It's actually kind of neat how intuitive it is, but it's very obnoxious because I am sick of downloading things for physics class. Okay, I think we're good. I need to just not overwork it.
And
And
anime.
It's 2:30, so, and I have to get up at 7. Because I need to get this done. Tomorrow, probably, I think, is what it's looking like, because I won't have any homework to do.
One day.
So does tomorrow work?
I don't know. Should we say this on stream?
No. I'm gonna end the stream here, but, yeah. Very epic. I don't know how to end it.
You click end.